My name is Randy Howry. I'm a partner with the firm of Howry, Breen, and Herman. Joe Corrigan is the perfect depiction of a family guy. He has 5 children, 5 grandchildren. One of his kids has special needs and continues to live at home. He also has the responsibility of taking care of his wife, who has some special needs herself. Joe Corrigan works as a porter at a property management firm in Austin. In fact, he never stopped working after this accident. He has to put bread on the table for his family. And that was Joe's life. It was family, jeeping, and then of course he had his job responsibilities. May 24th of 2023, Joe was in his Jeep, operating it. He was in the Jeep alone. He was stopped at a traffic signal near Hutto, Texas. There's a car stopped in front of him. He stopped behind that vehicle, and he was sitting there waiting for the light to change, when suddenly, and really without warning and certainly no ability to avoid, 2022 Peterbilt refuse truck slammed into the rear of his truck at approximately 30 miles an hour. And the force of that impact pushed him into the vehicle in front of him, which was also stopped at the intersection, and pushed that vehicle through the intersection. And then Joe's vehicle came to rest within the intersection itself. And in this case, it was a refuse truck operated by a company called Central Texas Refuse. We had a very difficult time getting that information because ultimately, as it relates to that transaction where CTR was purchased by another company, they lost all the records. Either lost them, destroyed them. It was never made clear to us, which led ultimately to a judge issuing a spoliation of evidence order, but we were able to use it very effectively during negotiation because they actually had no information to rebut our theory of how this accident took place. They were able to produce the dash cam video, proved very beneficial for us as we move this case toward the trial setting. The real challenge that we had in the case related to the fact that after this accident, there at the scene, EMS was called to treat Joe. And Joe was taken by ambulance to a local hospital where he was treated and released that night. And the reality was that from that moment until 8 months later, Joe didn't receive any medical treatment. So the biggest defense raised by the defendants in this case was Joe Corrigan wasn't hurt by this accident. He didn't go to a doctor for 8 months. And so what we had to establish, and again, DK Global was very helpful in this regard, in terms of establishing how it is that a person can go 8 months without receiving medical treatment, but still have real medical issues that we relate to this accident. They lowballed us from the beginning, minimal responses to our policy limits demand, and it appeared that their full focus in their strategy was on this 8-month gap because they had nothing else. And once we found out the level that we really had in insurance coverage and knew that we could justify in this case not only working with DK Global but with our great expert witnesses, we said, let's go full bore on this. Let's get the best people we can. Let's work this case up. Without this animation and at the amount of money that I was trying to get in this case, we'd have tried this case. We'd have had to try the case. I think the jury would have done the same thing. It had been more difficult, but we had to try it. If we didn't have this animation, we could never have gotten them to the point where it was the right number for us to resolve it.